I'm here with Ginger Watkins, Chairman of the Board of the Gasparilla Island Bridge Authority, and she's going to talk to us about all the changes that have happened since COVID-19 has affected our island. Of course, we're at the gateway to Boca Grande, toll bridge that everyone has to pass before they get onto the island. So I'm anxious to hear what kind of changes have happened since COVID-19 affected Boca Grande and the toll bridge.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about it because it's so, as the gateway to the island, it's so important, and we have a mission to move traffic across this island safe and efficiently, and to keep our toll takers and all of our staff safe. So we've worked hard to do both of those missions during this time of the coronavirus pandemic. So we began with the notices. We began our reaction, if you would, to the coronavirus with the notices from the CDC, knowing that we needed to protect all of our toll takers. And you know that there are 2 people 24 hours a day at this facility. One is in the bridge tender's office and one is here in the booth. So it is a full-time activity that we do. We do have one toll booth that is totally not
automatic.
It's self-adjusting as you go through there, whether you're an annual pass or you're a regular pass holder. So the first thing we did was to distribute more hand sanitizers, more masks, keep the surfaces clean, but we also realized that we had to move the people back a little bit, our toll takers, back a little bit into the booth. They'd be more comfortable out front because they want to talk to everybody.
Right.
They want to welcome everybody to this island, and that's a part of what they do. But they did move back. They did use gloves. They have used hand sanitizers and masks. Then during I think it was the 19th of March, was when Lee County called us and said that the state was shutting the access to all of the beaches on Boca Grande. So we worked with them for a few days. We had to make sure that these people stopped up there, not down here, because if they stopped down here and they made a U-turn, they'd be in the middle of traffic. It would not be safe for them.
Right.
And if they went all the way to the beach, then they'd be mad when they got there and there's a big sign that say beach is closed, and they come back here asking for their $6 back. So we understood that. So we worked with Lee County and we put them up there, put the signage way up there so they had an opportunity to turn around. So, but that also told us that we needed to get rid of the ability for our toll takers to take real cash, the dollars that they had their fingers on. So we went to all electronic, and that way the toll takers could hold the electronic machine out the window, and there was never hand-to-hand contact, which made the guests coming on the island happier, and it made us feel better about our toll takers.
To make it much safer for them than taking random cash from who knows where it's been.
Right. So and that has worked. It has truly worked. We've only had a few instances where people didn't have a credit card, and so accommodations under these circumstances can be made with gloves and all, so the cash can be taken, but it really has worked very well. But what we saw within a few weeks, 90% of our toll revenue that's recreational, which is day trippers, was gone. And when you averaged it out there are island residents and there are business owners that don't have passes because they don't feel like they come enough, it was 70% of our traffic was reduced. So then we began to know that we needed to reduce our toll takers' time. And they were beginning to feel that too. So we made the decision to do some rescheduling. We have 20 family employees on this bridge, and they all feel very much like a family, and we want to protect them in every way that we can. So we did reduce hours, we did reduce scheduling, but we promised we would never cut pay. It would be the exact same number of hours that they had been having before, and that gave them great comfort, plus the sanitation.
Right.
Because it was important to them to be back a little bit, even though they still wanted to talk to people as they came.
So if I understand what you're saying, you still have the same number of people who are working at the tolls, but they're working reduced shifts so that they all get a shift.
They all get a shift, but they get the exact number of shift hours that they did before the pandemic.
They're very blessed.
Yes, they are blessed, but they bless us every day, and they bless all the people that come across this bridge because they care about it very much. So we didn't reduce any. We took the amount of hours that they had been making and paid them exactly the same all the way through, and we will continue to do that all the way through this.
So as I said before, this is the gateway to Boca Grande, and the toll takers are absolutely so friendly. They will help you in any way they can if you have any questions, and they're just delightful when you go through there. They genuinely are very delightful, and they do care about the people that come through. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We're hoping for the best for the Bridge Authority and for Boca Grande as a whole. So thank you.
Thank you.
I'm with Marta Howell, the Executive Director of the Friends of the Boca Grande Community Center, and we're here again to talk about how the coronavirus has affected things with the Friends of the Boca Grande Community Center. So how are you?
Very fine, thank you.
So what kind of things had been planned that are now canceled at the community center?
Well, today I would be in France.
Oh.
So a big trip got canceled where we were taking 30 people from the island to visit Martin Walker in the Dordogne region of France. That was canceled early on. That was probably one of our first cancellations. But we also would have just completed a symposium on the Revolutionary War where we had 8 different speakers coming into Boca Grande to speak. A lot of programs have been canceled.
Right, because you have to follow the guidelines for the community center, which is separate, and you have to go by the Lee County rules for being open or not being open.
Exactly.
Right. So what normally would a regular day look like at the community center?
Well, we have 7 employees, so we would all be there. Our telephones would be ringing. This time of year, we would just be finishing up programs, but people had been purchasing tickets for next year's programs already, particularly our All That Jazz program. And obviously that all came to a halt. So as soon as we can open back up, people are anxious to get back in touch with us and find out what's planned for next year.
Right. So you have 7 employees. Now, are any of them still working, or are they working remotely, or are they working at the center? One
of the last things we did was to connect our computers to a program called Log Me In, so we can all log into our computers from home. We are keeping all of our employees employed and have a commitment to do so through this entire crisis.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure that makes them feel a lot more secure too, that they still have a job and they can still work and feel productive.
Absolutely. Well, right now the productiveness is unfortunately processing refunds, but many people, you know, Boca Grande is a very generous community, and many people have asked that their tickets be converted into a donation to us. So very helpful.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. So you found that there's a lot of support from the Boca Grande community, even though you're not having the programs that they wanted to go to.
Very supporting and looking forward to next year.
Wow, that's wonderful. So how has the coronavirus affected you personally?
Well, I'll tell you, my mom and dad are 85 years old and they live in Michigan, but they winter down here in Florida. So they're at a little RV park out in Lettuce Lake, and I've been toting groceries out to them weekly because I don't want them to go out. They're in a very safe place, and I'm trying to protect them the best I can.
That's wonderful. Now, as far as next year's programs, do you have an idea of what is going to be happening next year? You already have that scheduled?
Well, I'll tell you, it's really hard to know what to expect for next year. Most of our program is conducted by speakers who travel here, and so travel is going to be a very important component about what we can or can't do. My staff are looking into all different kinds of alternatives about how we might give our programs, either remotely or through chat kinds of opportunities. We're looking at how we can do social distancing at the community center. Can we do more programs outside? So we're looking at a lot of different alternatives right now, which, you know, we've got the time to do.
That's really great, because I think when this is, for the most part, is over, we are all going to have to adapt to a new normal.
That's right.
And part of that is the social distancing and what is going to be deemed appropriate for social distancing.
That's right.
But I think people are going to definitely come back to the community center and look for the Friends of the Boca Grande Community Center to bring some happiness and joy and programs into their life again, so that we can once again enjoy what you do bring to the community. So I want to thank you for taking your time to talk to us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've been very blessed to do this documentary for the Boca Grande Historical Society. We've heard a lot of stories from different businesses and island folks on how the coronavirus has impacted them. We know that Boca Grande is going to come back strong, and all the things that you loved to do before, you're going to be able to do again. Perhaps on a gradual basis, but you'll be back to boating, fishing, swimming, playing tennis, driving your golf cart wherever you want on the island, and enjoying the beautiful sunsets that we have. So we look forward to the future of Boca Grande, and we will see you here again, crossing our beautiful bridge and enjoying Boca Grande on Gasparilla Island. Thank you so much.